Is it going? Is it go? It's going. Hi, I am Gwen Raimundi. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist associate here in the state of Washington, and this is the third in a three-part series on safeness, stabilization, and self-care. And the first essay and video I talked about I offered definitions for these things. In the second, I talked about the idea of self-regulation as an act of self-care. And in the essay that goes with this video, I talked a bit about my own personal journey in this work and to processing my own trauma and what it has looked like for me, and sharing that for all of my individual clients, they've been on relatively similar journeys. And I really wanted to talk today about this idea that that we need to do this work at our own pace, and that it cannot be rushed and it cannot be forced. And there's and I can't stress that enough, right? I can't stress that enough, that that there is a process to being able to process our trauma, and that we really need to have the tools of self-regulation, of self-stabilization, and frankly self-care in order to move on to the other deeper work of processing our traumas that live within us. I tell my clients over and over in the groups that I facilitate, in my individual work, if you start to feel resistance, if you start to feel uncomfortable, that is a sign to stop, right? We don't push through unexamined resistance ever in any of the work that I do. I see resistance as an opportunity to explore what is happening. Where is that resistance coming from? Is it because I'm feeling some fear about what may be on the other side if I do this work, right? And I don't know what's on the other side, and because it's an unknown, it's scary, right? Even though it might be like a great way to be, it's still unknown, which makes it scary. Or is this resistance about, I'm actually not ready to go there yet? My body's telling me, my system is telling me I'm not ready and I don't have the tools yet. Now, there is the reality that we're never actually ready for anything, right? That we're never 100% ready for anything. And there is also truth that we can be more ready, right, than not. And especially when we're talking about trauma and we're talking about processing trauma, to being able to have the tools fully in place of nervous system soothing, connecting to our boundaries, being able to be centered and grounded and present in our environment, in relationship, and within ourselves all at once, right? To be able to do that is really important, to be able to then process the deeper stuff that's going on with us. The Trauma-Informed Embodiment Basics program that begins on May 1st that I'm offering offers the tools and has us practicing together these tools of nervous system soothing, boundaries, our physical boundaries, boundary work, and really connecting and reclaiming our bodies, and having a very deepening our understanding of where we end and where another begins. So what's our stuff, what's someone else's stuff, right? And then practicing, offering tools and practicing grounding and centering ourselves, and being present in the present moment, present in our environment, present in the relationship that we are in, that we're talking, the person that we're with in that moment, and present to what's happening within ourselves. And while this is a 3-month program, right, it is work that may take you 6 months, may take you a year, right? It may take you any amount of time. It's what is right for you. We will, of course, in the program go through at a particular pace because as a group program, that's what we need to do. And if you choose, we can do this work individually and move at exactly your pace, right? But the group program allows for more affordability for many people, and that sense of and a greater sense of community. May or may not be for you, right? So as we go on our own journeys of processing trauma, whether that be through the Thai approach, whether that be through any of the other myriad of somatic body-centered mindfulness approaches that are out there, it is really important that we move at the pace that is right for us, that we don't push ourselves. Because in the pushing ourselves too hard, too fast, in that pushing, we can actually be re-triggering ourselves. Because for most of us who've had trauma, it was something that was done to us against our will, and we had a lot of resistance to it. And we had to stuff down that resistance as a matter of survival. And I'm speaking most specifically about childhood relational trauma, so childhood abuse, childhood neglect, any of that that happens, because none of that happened with our consent, right? None of that was a choice that we made. None of that is our fault or our doing. And yet here we are, however many decades later, still holding on to the pain of those events and needing to find better or different tools to function and survive now. Right? Because those tools that worked when we were 6 don't work so well now that we're 46. And so being able to learn these new tools is really important and really vital to help us then do that deeper and next level work. So that is today's video. If you're interested in the Trauma-Informed Embodiment Basics program, if you're watching this on YouTube, the link is down there in the description. If you're watching this on my blog, the link is down there in below the video. And if you're seeing this video on Facebook, I think that's the other place I've been posting them, I'll try to remember to post the link in the comments of the video, if not in the description. So this is the last one. The link to the essay is also, if you're watching this on YouTube again, is down there below in the description. And if you're seeing this on Facebook, I will also have it in the description for you. So I hope that this series has been helpful for you, and I would love to connect with you. So please reach out. Okay, sending love. Bye.